New material. Yes, yes. Much better this week. So thank you for doing that. Um, Regarding Patreon, well, it certainly wouldn't hurt anything. So what Patreon is, at least my page or my group, just has, well, lots and lots of different lessons to try out. So, like, if you feel like you want more stuff to work on throughout the week or at your own pace, yeah, Patreon could be a good resource. There's a lot of rhythm work sets that actually cover a lot of what we will be doing here. Um, Even like the last rhythm we did and stuff like this right now. Things like that are up there where, it's not just chords, but it has like a lot of chord changes within the same progression. Not same progression. A lot of chords within the same rhythm. So like right now on screen, we have one chord per bar. Well, something I do in those rhythm work sets is I keep increasing the difficulty with things. So instead of one chord for the entire bar, we might see 2, 3, or even 4 different chords within the same bar. So it really makes things a lot more challenging. So those rhythm work sets are basically something that people can choose which thing they want to work on depending on their skill level. Got a lot of palm mute accent pattern stuff in the works. A good amount up right now. Very important for playing very heavy, good metal riffs, which we would get to eventually. I don't know how soon we would get to that, given that we are only doing one new thing a week, which is totally fine, but it will take a little while to get to that point. So if you want to get a jump start on anything, that's fine, you can do that. If there are any songs listed there that you would like to try learning, stuff like that I have up, that's a good idea to check out. Fairly recent series is how to break things down in order to build them up. So people tell me what riffs or licks they're having a hard time getting up to speed, and then I give my advice on how I would break it down in order to build it up to speed. Basically, how to take something really difficult, simplify it, make small, easy to play pieces out of the difficult one, makes it a lot easier to put the whole thing together. So some of the stuff is what I actually had to do in order to get things down. So those principles, stuff that's talked about there, can be applied to anything that you're working on. And with the $1 a month tier, because you got the $1 a month tier, just gives you access to all 100 plus different video lessons and some other goodies, which you already have the metronome method, but that's one thing. Anyway, and then you got the $5 tier, which gives access to some online, some courses I would sell online. But because you and I are doing this, if you want either of the online course stuff that I already have up, just let me know. I'll just send it to you. That's fine. And then there's a couple other tiers where it's like video feedback stuff. But since we're already doing this is much more in depth than the video feedback tiers of on Patreon there. So one thing you could do is give the $1 a month tier, just check it out for a week, because with Patreon I'm able to offer a 1 week free trial for that, so you can see if it's something that you would want to work with, see if anything sparks your interest, and of course it helps me. So just the more people I got signed up for that, the better for me, because growing that thing is important for me, because when that's really big, then I can afford the time to work on a lot of extra stuff, put out a lot more content, put out a lot more instruction courses, and cover everything anyone would ever need to know about metal guitar playing including the music theory stuff that goes along with it. But man, that's a lot of work, and so far, boy, it's going to easily take me another 10 years to get it all done. Unless Patreon really takes off, then maybe it'll take 5. I don't know. Anyway, so to summarize all that, would it be helpful, or can't remember exactly how you worded it. Would Patreon be good for you? It would not be bad. If you like the stuff on there and you would enjoy playing those things, absolutely it'd be good. And it would help me, so there you go. Anyway, no pressure to sign up. You want to just check it out for that week, that's totally fine. A lot of people do that. Just see if it's for you. See if you like the stuff that's on there. But that will not change anything you and I are doing here. We're going to keep the plan going. Speaking of the plan, here's the new thing. So we have a new rhythm this week, similar to the last one, but this time the downbeat we are going to skip is beat number 2, whereas last time it was beat number 3. So we have up top the easier way of reading and seeing this rhythm. So here is everything in beat number 1, everything in beat number 2, beat 3, beat 4. So you got your 8th note tied to an 8th note, which is 1 quarter note long, 8th note, quarter note, quarter note. So comparing the two ways of looking at this, you got your 8th note, 8th note, 8th note tied to an 8th note, which is a quarter note, 8th note, 2 quarter notes, 2 quarter notes. So, one thing to remember, when you are practicing and recording your last practice session, make sure you count out loud from 60 to at least 120. Very, very helpful. It's going to make things much easier to do when we get to the really complicated stuff. And as usual, when it's time for you to add in your repetitions on your practice session, you don't need to put that in your video. So just record it, 60 up as fast as you can get it within your 15 minutes, and then you can send that over. I know that adding in repetitions can add a lot of stress, so don't need to do that for your videos you turn in. Someday I might ask for it, but right now, no need, I don't think. Alright, so here we go, 60 beats per minute. I'm going to demonstrate it at some different tempos like before, but you still go up in 5 BPM increments like we need to get the best out of this, get the most out of it. Actually let me count it off by saying what the rhythm is. 1 and 3, 4. 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 Done. Okay. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. Done. Alright, so 180. So again, if you when you get past 120, if you can keep counting out loud and you find it helpful, definitely do it, but not necessary. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repetition, and hey, if you can go faster than 240, do it. Do it. All right, repetition. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that. Alright, any questions come up, let me know. I will see you again in your next video.